Hey there, Brett Synicky, Synicky and Associates, powered by eXp Realty, coming at you today with a brand new report we put together entitled New Homes 10 Tips to Save You Time and Money. No pun intended on the new report, new homes thing, but there's some really good information in here. In fact, we recently closed a new home deal in the city of Irvine, and we were able to actually negotiate really well on behalf of our buyer. He ended up getting $15,000 towards his closing costs, plus a washer, dryer, and refrigerator in the package. And he even got a little bit off the asking price as well. I think it was about $4,000 off the asking price. So it was a really good deal for him. He was beyond stoked on it, and it worked really well having somebody in his corner looking out for his best interest, as opposed to going through directly through the builder's agent, who of course represents the builder, not the buyer. So here's the list. Determine a comfortable price range. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, but let's figure out what you can actually qualify for first before falling in love with homes. This actually goes for new construction as well as resale homes. So determine a comfortable price range. Look at your numbers, look at what the monthly is going to be. After all, you are buying a monthly payment, not an overall purchase price, since it lasts 30 years and people refinance or sell before that happens, before 30 years go by, most of the time anyway. Seller's agent versus buyer's agent. I alluded to that in my quick story at the beginning, but the difference between a seller's agent and a buyer's agent is mostly, let me tell you like this. When you walk into a builder's office and you as a buyer say, I want to go check out your models, you find one you like, it's available 6 months, 30 days, available now, whatever the case may be, you write an offer, you have nobody in your corner looking out for your best interests if you don't have a buyer's agent on your side, because the builder's agent works for the builder and for the builder only. Yes, they are legally required to disclose material facts and guide you through the contract, but as far as negotiations are concerned, there will be little to none unless you know what you're doing. What we can do as agents, besides asking for things that we know are most likely going to get a yes answer to, also push the envelope a little bit, but we can look at past sales. And in the MLS, most builders will actually list their sales because they want the comparables to be shown, and it will actually have the concessions listed that they've given in the past. And you can look at those past sales and determine what you can ask for, and probably even ask for a little bit more in your scenario, because why not push the envelope a little bit? That's what we were able to do with the one in Irvine I mentioned. The most of the concessions were $10,000 towards recurring and non-recurring closing costs. We asked for 15. They said yes. So we got more than what the comparable homes had shown. So that was a great win for our buyer. But without an agent in your corner, that won't happen. The builder's agent is not going to look in the MLS for you. Check up on the builder, get all the facts, look at reviews, make sure the builder has a good reputation rather in the industry for a good product. Make sure there's no crazy class action lawsuits that you need to be aware of. If there are, look into them, make sure they're not deal breakers for you. Just know what you're buying. Check out the neighborhood. That's obviously important with resale and with new construction. You want to make sure that you're moving into an area that you're going to be comfortable living in for many years, hopefully. And I would suggest visiting the neighborhood in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, even in the middle of the night, to see what it's like at those different times. Look at the neighborhood as far as the curb appeal of the houses. Look at the cars in the driveways, on the streets. If there's a lot of people home during the day, that's probably an indication that it's a neighborhood with some employment issues going on. So all things to consider. choosing options and upgrades. So that goes along with negotiating, because oftentimes you can ask for upgrades to be thrown in as opposed to being charged for. So if you want, let's say, a nice hardwood floor instead of the laminate that comes standard, sometimes that costs you an extra $6,000, for example. You can actually ask for that to be included in the sale and not charged to you in addition to the purchase price you're already paying. Um, and then negotiations. I kind of went into that at the beginning, but the negotiations, I can't hammer home enough just how much room there really truly is with these with these builders. Excuse me. Just get an agent on your side and let us do our job. We sit down face to face with the builder's agent, and oftentimes it's best when the buyer's not even present, because we would do a proper consultation with our buyer, so we would know exactly what your goals are, and so we would be able to have the proper conversation with that builder's agent, and we get pretty favorable outcomes as a result. Financing, you can go through the builder's lender. Oftentimes that is a requirement if you want to get the closing cost credit that they're offering. But our lender can actually, in many, many cases, match the builder's incentives. So for the 15,000 one I mentioned, our lender was just shy of that. He could only go up to about 10. So that in that scenario, they chose to go with the builder's lender. But also regarding financing, I recommend strongly figuring out what your purchase power is before you even walk into a builder's office. Sure, you can go check out homes anytime you want, but if you fall in love with something and then later find out that you can't afford it, or that you can afford it but the monthly payments are going to be out of your comfort range, that's something that is going to be a problem for you. So I recommend getting that financing figured out, even if you don't use that lender. And then just because it's new doesn't mean that it's perfect. We had another deal where we recommended good builder, nothing really on its surface to be concerned with, but we still recommended a home inspection get done. And our buyer, she did opt in for the home inspection. So we got our inspector out there. He did the home inspection. Builders don't like this because they always find something, but everything is on a warranty. It's typically a 3-year home warranty with new construction, where everything inside the house, and some stuff outside like the AC and that sort of thing, is covered for 3 years. And then structurally, the roof, the walls, that sort of stuff, structurally you usually get a 10-year warranty. But if the home inspector finds a problem, in our case, he found some roof issues. There was some tiles that had slipped and some other stuff that was wrong with the roof. And we literally just hand the builder a copy of the home inspection and say, here's the issues, please fix them. And they do, because it's all under warranty. Really a cool situation. So from a peace of mind standpoint, $400, $450, whatever it is, for the home inspection, highly recommend it. You have nothing to lose except for that money, but you gain peace of mind and the work that's done by the builder anyway. And one last thing, if you want representation of your own as a buyer's agent in your corner with new construction, we must, as your agent, accompany you to the first time you visit a new construction site. We have to register together to be part of the deal together if you buy a house in that new construction area. And if you go there and you register and we're not with you, then you're opting out of having your own representation. You would end up having to go through the builder's agent directly. So really important to get ahead of that, and feel free to give us a call. Shoot me a message if you want a copy of this report. There's much more in it than I actually just went through because of time, but we can always pop one of these in the mail or send it through email if you want a copy of it. So hit us up. Thank you so much for watching, and please Share with your friends if you found this valuable. Have a great day and go serve big.